Mavs pregame show live.
Oh my gosh!
In our DLLS Sports Studios.
Hi, Kevin Gray.
What's up, Bobby? Good to see you, man. We're actually in the studio together.
Oh, it's good to return to civilization, man.
Same. Was getting a little too much cabin fever. Had to break out of the house. Shout out to my wife for letting me break out the house to do the pregame show and postgame show, of course, here on DLLS Sports. Kevin Gray, our DLLS Mavs analyst, Bobby Curler, will be joined by our DLLS Mavs beat writer, Ron Harrod Jr., a little bit later on in our pregame show as the Mavericks, a version of them, hosts Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Will get you ready for tonight's game over the course of the next half hour. Hopefully you are safe and sound wherever you may be and enjoying us here on DLLS Sports. But yeah, it's good to be back in studio here and see some civilization, get outside a little bit. Snow's melting, ice is melting away. It feels like we're getting back to normal a little bit after the Alaska episode around here.
Yeah, no, I do, not to peel the curtain too far back about the goings on here at DLLS Sports, but I came to the office a couple days ago just to make sure that there was no flooding, there was no damage, that
no
we
pipes
had power
burst
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And everything is good, everything is fine, except most of the stuff that was in our fridge froze. So
no.
The pitcher of water was an ice block.
Okay.
Someone left one of those really tall, long brands of water bottles in there.
Yeah.
It is a weapon. All right now. And so I thought, based on the orientation of the dial, I thought that what I did was make it like less cold.
Okay.
Only to my horror, whenever I got to the office today, I realized that I actually made it colder.
Oh man. Okay.
So now everything in there is super frozen. So we're figuring that out.
Okay.
But that is offset by, I don't know if I mentioned this on the show before or not, but I figured out that my laptop has a really good blue light filter. And so my eyes feel so good right now. So looking into this TV and into these lights, something I'm not used to, man. It's going to be an adjustment period for me.
You're okay to actually do that now. Let's get you ready for tonight's game here on the DLLS Mavs pregame show. Yeah, the Mavericks are back on the floor.
Oh, we back in the stew?
Yeah, we are back in the studio. Shout out to, we're going to have some really fun times later on this weekend, especially on Saturday. Shout out to Wild Fork Foods and the DLS Stars guys. Are going to be hanging out with them. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later on in the week as well. But the Mavericks, of course, game number 47 on the season as they host Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tip-off at 7:30 p.m. at the American Airlines Center. You can watch the game locally on KFAA Channel 29. Of course, the Mavericks were supposed to play on Sunday as part of the second night of a back-to-back. That game was postponed against Milwaukee, where Milwaukee decided, we might as well get started on this whole blow-up the Giannis era type thing, maybe. So we'll see what happens when they get that game rescheduled, maybe on February 19th, which would be a early return for the Mavericks from the All-Star break, but that remains to be seen. The Mavericks, of course, come into tonight 19-27 on the year, 14-12 at the AAC. Minnesota, of course, 28-19 overall, 12-11 away from target center this year, but the Timberwolves an 8.5-point favorite with the over-under at 228.5. The Mavericks come into tonight's game 3 full games behind the Los Angeles Clippers for the 10th seed and final play-in spot in the Western Conference, of course, coming off that loss on Saturday night to Luka Doncic and the Los Angeles Lakers, 116-110, which snapped what was their 4-game winning streak for the Dallas Mavericks. So tonight, though, is their first game, as I mentioned, since that game on Saturday, as they get ready to take on Minnesota tonight. Overall, the Mavericks 6-4 in their last 10 games, but just 9-16 against teams above 500 this year, and have struggled against the West at just 11-19 in 30 games against their Western Conference opponents this year. The Mavericks on the first night of a back-to-back. They got Minnesota tonight, and they welcome in Conca-Nipple and the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow night on Mark Aguirre retirement jersey night at the American Airlines Center. For Mark Aguirre tomorrow. The Timberwolves are 28-19, 7th in the Western Conference. They're a little bit of a dogfight with the Rockets. And
is that a pun intended or?
Yeah, touche with the dogfight. With the Rockets and the Suns and the Lakers in that 5-7 conglomerate there in the Western Conference. They sit one full game behind the Lakers for the 5th seed. They're coming off a win on Monday over the Golden State Warriors to snap what was a 5-game losing streak for Minnesota. In fact, they're just 4-6 overall in their last 10 games, but are 15-14 against the West this season, and they are 17-5 against teams below 500 this year. So they've been beating up on bad teams all season long. They begin a stretch tonight where they play 4 of their next 5 games on the road, starting tonight in Dallas. They're also on the first night of a back-to-back. They'll be at home tomorrow when they take on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So both teams on the first night of a back-to-back going into tomorrow's action. Which gets us to a special version of the Correll Illustrated Scouting Report tonight.
Yeah, so tonight is a really special night for a lot of the old heads, and I say that lovingly. So Mark Aguirre getting his jersey retired tomorrow night at the Mavs game, but tonight there's sort of this informal honoring. I mean, it's kind of a formal honoring. There's like a whole blue carpet and everything, but Norm Sanju, who was the founder of the Mavs and the original GM and business side CEO, he actually did both jobs until 1996, which is just crazy.
That's unbelievable.
But he is in town. He lives in New York and splits time between New York and Pennsylvania and some other places. But he's in town for the first time in a while, and the Mavs are honoring him at the game. A lot of former Mavs employees and staffers and people are in town. Dignitaries are going to the game tonight. A lot of the 80s era Mavs are going to be at the game tonight and tomorrow night for Mark as well. But I just want to take a quick trip in a time machine back to the year 1978 and into 1979. Norm was then the GM of the Buffalo Braves. And long story short, the Braves were about to move to the super long story short, the owner of the Boston Celtics ended up acquiring the Braves. He traded franchises with the owner of the Braves. And the guy that had the Celtics that bought the Braves was like, I got a bright idea. I'm going to move this team to San Diego and call them the Clippers, and then we're going to suck for the next 50 years. And they're well on their way to doing just that once again. Norm, in the midst of that, was like, I don't want to go to San Diego. I want to start my own team. And so he went around the country looking for a place to start a team, came to Dallas, put in an immense amount of work, setting up office in his house to create an NBA team from out of nowhere. And back in those days, if memory serves, I once had a very, very long talk with Norm about this. We talked for probably 4 or 5 hours one day on the phone, and he was giving me the entire breakdown. But I believe the expansion fee was only $12 million.
Only
so
12
he needed
million.
only, and now it's what, like $2 billion?
Yeah, right.
But he needed to raise that money from investors in the team. And, he was putting together all of these reports and all of these pitches to business people down in Dallas, which is exploding at the time. Oil money was just flowing everywhere like crazy. Dallas was becoming really big, but he just couldn't find buyers. There were some people that he were like, "No, you're a bad person. I'm not going to do business with you." There were some people that said yes and then backed out. Some people that said no and then wanted to say yes. And at the last second, he got Don Carter to pony up a little more money than he had initially offered, and the Mavs ended up. It all worked out basically in the 11th hour. It all came together. And the franchise got approved, and then sure enough, in 1980 they're playing basketball. So Norm was the GM of the team for 16 years until the team sold. Ultimately, he was replaced as GM by this guy named Don Nelson.
Wow, yeah.
Who then was replaced by GM by Donnie Nelson.
Donnie Nelson.
It was then by Nico Harrison. So like the lineage, there haven't been many GMs in Mavs history. Norm was the original one. He drafted Rowe and Mark Aguirre and Derek Harper and Detlef Schrempf and Sam Perkins and Roy Tarpley and built the model franchise Mavs of the 1980s. And then he drafted all of the 3Js. Obviously, in between, that early 90s period was a lot of misses. The Mavs became a very, very bad team. Part of that was, Roy Tarpley. Part of that was just the teams getting older. Things happen. But the Mavs did set up that new era. Ultimately, the 3Js fell apart for reasons beyond Norm control. Nelly came in, traded them, and got Michael Finley, and then you get Dirk and Nash, and you're off to the races. But just an incredible steward of the franchise, and unfortunately went a very long time without getting really any sort of recognition, frankly, from Mark Cuban. Don Nelson and Norm Sanju have been tight forever. They grew up near each other. They've been friends. So it's not like the guy that took his job was being sour about it. Ross Perot got the American Airlines Center built, sold the team to Mark, and Mark just kind of said, we're starting a new era. And there wasn't a lot of acknowledgement of the past by that regime of the Mavs. And now things have changed a little bit, bringing Mark Aguirre back into the mix, honoring Norm. So anyway, that's a really long-winded way of saying history matters. And I'm really glad that this season the Mavs are making a very intentional effort to highlight the efforts and contributions of the original, stars and most important figures in this franchise. And I'm really looking forward to tonight, and I'm really excited about tomorrow night too.
Yeah, as the organization celebrates their 45-year anniversary this season, honoring some of the greats of the franchise. Norm Sanju and, of course, Mark Aguirre are going to be having his number retired. A number of dignitaries going to be in the building for tomorrow night's game, which we'll get to later on during our post-game shows. We look forward to the game tomorrow night. But some really cool history. I believe there is a bobblehead there also. It's a Norm Sanju bobblehead.
Norm Sanju bobblehead.
Yeah,
and the Mavs. So we got our Wild Fork tumblers, which I'm very excited to use to add to the mix, because I give this one a lot of use. So I can't wait now that I got my Wild Fork tumbler. But behind KG is the Rolando Blackman bobblehead that they gave out recently. We also got the Mavs sent us over a Mark Aguirre one. Abby has that. I think it might be on her desk. I'm not going to rummage through Abby's stuff. And then they gave us a Norm Sanju one, and I should have brought it to the office tonight. I didn't. I feel like a complete lemon. I'm going to bring it tomorrow, so we will have it on tomorrow
on display for tomorrow for sure. So some real history being celebrated tonight and over the course of the next several weeks here when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks, who are going to be in the middle of a tough stretch as they get ready to finish up their pre-All-Star break schedule that continues, of course, tonight against Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Of course, the Mavs have been off since Saturday after that game against the Los Angeles Lakers, and hopefully they'll have some fresh legs tonight as they're looking for their 5th win and their last 6 tries as they try to move back to 3 games above 500 at the American Airlines Center. With just over 2 weeks before the All-Star break, this team could look very different by the time it gets to the NBA trade deadline, which is a week from tomorrow, the NBA trade deadline. So a lot to still be figured out here over the next week. Of course, a couple weeks leading into the All-Star break. Of course, the Timberwolves going to be led by superstar Anthony Edwards, who makes his return tonight. Missed the game on Monday due to some foot injury maintenance, but he is back tonight, averaging 29.7 points per game. That is 3rd in the association this year.
Averaging 30 a game.
Yeah, man. He's been unbelievable, man.
Good for him.
This really started last year when he started taking a bunch of threes. He was taking like 10 threes a game. He's gotten more proficient shooting the 3 ball, and his scoring has just completely skyrocketed from there. He's defensive running mate is Rudy Gobert, who's averaging 11.3 rebounds per game, which is 2nd in the NBA. And he's also the number 1 player in the NBA in terms of field goal percentage, shooting a whopping 71.3% from the field this year is Rudy Gobert in 45 games. Meanwhile, your Mavericks can be led. Check this out. PJ Washington. We'll tell you why here in just a minute. But PJ Washington, averaging 14.1 points per game, 7.2 rebounds per game so far in 33 games. And Najee Marshall, who's been the subject of a lot of trade discussion here over the last several days, averaging only 15 points per game.
They're not going to be led by Coop or by Clay or.
Nope, not tonight. Not tonight. That's because Cooper Flagg is out. Klay Thompson is also out tonight. We'll dive more into that injury report when we welcome in our guy Ron Herrod Jr. here in just a moment. This is the second of 4 regular season matchups between these two teams. These two teams got together back on November the 17th, and what was a 120-96 beat them down at the hands of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Do you know who led Minnesota that night in scoring and in rebounding?
Jaden McDaniels.
No.
Oh.
It wasn't a starter.
Naz Reid.
Naz Reid had 22 and 12 for the Minnesota Timberwolves to lead them in both categories. Coming off the bench that particular night, Cooper Flagg had 15 points in the losing effort. So the Mavericks looking for their first win against a team in Minnesota who's literally one of the best offensive teams in the league. They're 10th in offensive rating, 6th in defensive rating as well. So you got a top 10 both offense and defensive rated team in the league, 8th in overall average as far as net rating is concerned. 5th in points per game, 5th in field goal percentage. 4th in 3-point percentage as well so far in 47 games. Chris Finch's bunch, a really good one coming in here tonight. Coming up in just a moment, we'll welcome in our DLLS Mavs beat writer, Ron Herrod Jr. live from the AAC. But before we get there, let's help you win some money tonight when it comes to Prize Picks.
Yes, that is correct, Kevin. So tonight, my pick, Najee Marshall, more than 24.5 points plus rebounds plus assists.
Okay, I
feel like
it.
The knife is going to deliver.
Knife!
He's going to pierce the Wolves defense. I don't know. He's going to slice his way to the rim.
That's not what you were trying to do there.
Because he's not a hack.
No, he's not a
flasher.
No. Oh, wow.
Rudy Gobert, more than 9.5 rebounds. But here's the real anchor of tonight's pick. Julius Randle, who turns into Shaquille O'Neal mixed with Hakeem Olajuwon if Charles Barkley was also like Dirk every time he comes to Dallas.
That's right.
He is going to get more than 29.5 points plus rebounds plus assists tonight. If my $5 pick hits, that would net me $11. How about that? Which I feel like, honestly, I could maybe have won a little more money. I went, as you see here, with like the friendly devil smileys on this one. On Prize Picks, you can be a little more ambitious if you want to increase your winnings. But you know what? It's the Mavs' first game in a while. I don't want to take too many chances tonight.
You got to start being like me.
Yeah, I want to build up a fortune here slowly but surely. So if you want to play along, download Prize Picks, use promo code DLLS when making your first $5 lineup, and your account will be gifted $50 to use on lineups anytime you choose on Prize Picks. It is good to be right.
You got to get like me. The last time we did this, I had like I screen captured my picks as I was doing it.
Oh, did you?
It had it displayed on the screen.
Oh,
I mean, I lost mine. I mean,
no, that's
I went big. I went for like $120.
Oh my god!
Yeah, win play, but it didn't.
Wow.
It didn't
okay.
Yeah, I fell.
I mean, I respect that, dude.
Yeah, Jamal Murray missed. They were playing Washington. He missed on his point total. And Clay missed on his.
I was gonna be like, if the Mavs were playing Washington and you put money on Jamal Murray, then that's on you. For
it was like 27.5 points.
He doesn't play for Washington.
I'm sorry for the Nuggets. I'm sorry. Yeah,
no, you're good. I'm just giving you a hard time.
But I missed by like 3 points. Damn you, Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray,
do better.
You should feel bad.
Do
buddy.
better.
You should feel bad. Joe, I'm Jamal out on Jamal Murray.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. That's good. You know who never misses?
Jamal Murray.
No, Ron Harrod Jr. live from the American Airlines Center as he joins us right now. Oh, the butterfly effect for Ron tonight. Shout out to you.
Let's go, Ron.
Yes, how you all doing?
Pretty good, man.
Doing okay. How you doing? You doing all right?
Yeah, pretty good. The streets are clear. Hopefully the fans are able to get here safe, but it seems like Dallas has done a good job. And, a couple of days after the first big, snowing a little bit. So, streets are clear, highways clear. Hopefully the Mavs can, be competitive tonight with a lot of good players playing. So we'll see.
Yeah, shout out to the Roads. They were pretty good on the way here.
Shout out to the Roads.
That's right. That's right. Shout out to the Roads. They were pretty good.
Shout out to the Roads.
Shout out to all the roads
That's
out
right.
there.
Shout out to the Roads. Shout out to TxDOT, the Texas Department of Transportation, for clearing the way for us to get here tonight.
Oh, that's funny.
And shout out to the Sun for being out. How about that?
Man, I missed the stew.
You said what?
I missed the stew.
Oh, the stew's nice and warm,
wow.
dude.
It is
nice and warm.
It's comfy. It is comfy.
It's not warm here, I tell you that.
Oh no.
Your sweater is getting rave reviews in the chat.
Yeah, I like the butterfly. What you got going on?
Max
really?
says cool shirt. Urban Excursion says dope sweater.
Can you give us a 30-second
He's got that fit on.
Or 15-second explanation what you got going on there?
He's got that fit on, Bobby. That was very corporate of you. But yeah, I mean, I've had this for a while. Really, I thought it was like Black Panther because it had like the
I thought it was Wakanda too.
Yeah.
I thought, that's what I thought that was.
Nothing to do with that, but we're gonna just act like that's the reason why. But it's a fun. I think it's like a UK brand or something.
You are giving young Prince T'Challa. Not gonna lie to you. What you got going with the hair and the glasses?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I can't unsee it now. He's giving us young Prince T'Challa Black Panther happening here.
I saw that movie with Harrison Barnes.
You saw Black Panther with Harrison Barnes?
Yeah.
That's so random.
Tell us about that real quick. What was
so he rented out a theater. It might have even been before the movie was released to the public. I don't remember, but he rented out a theater for it might have been Big Brothers Big Sisters or Boys and Girls Club or a local school or something. There was a group of kids, like middle school, high school age kids.
Yeah.
And he rented out the theater. It was whenever he was with the Mavs, and so a couple Mavs staffers went just to document it. And yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, it was cool.
Shout out to Harrison Barnes.
It's a good movie.
One of the real good dudes in the NBA.
No spoilers. I won't. No spoilers. I won't spoil it.
No spoilers is crazy.
That's crazy. Like, come on. It's about to be a third Black Panther. Like, come on.
I know. I know.
Yeah, it's literally about to be a third one here.
Is it really?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out who's going to be the next Black Panther. They don't know who's going to be just yet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Did you see the report who they thought who it might be, Ron? Did you see the report on who they...
Samuel L. Jackson?
Hell no. Denzel Washington is going to be in the next Black Panther.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he is going to be in that.
I'm excited. He was good in Gladiator. I think it was Damien Idris. Was that? I think I saw.
Damson Idris? No.
Damson Idris. I'm sorry.
I saw a report saying that they're considering Aaron Pierre, excuse me.
I was going to say that would be a weird choice.
Yeah, that would be.
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Pierre Exactly.
Oh yeah, the next Black Panther is Braun.
Yeah, I
actually.
mean,
Okay.
you do get
sorry.
like
Consider this the audition.
you got some acting chops. You got some chops about you.
I don't think I'm like. Am I tall enough to be like? How tall do you have to be the Black Panther?
Actors
like,
are not very
5'9".
tall, dude.
Oh, they like
Actors
look,
are not very tall.
No.
perceived tall. Okay. So I'm like,
Yeah, how tall are
not
you?
very tall.
No, like no
5'9".
disrespect. Oh yeah, that's like on the high end. I think Tom Cruise is like 5'4".
I mean, you saw it at Kevin Hart, so you probably
Wait,
could do
what?
it. Like,
Man,
yeah, Tom Cruise and
Chad-
Kevin Hart. They're like Kevin Hart's like 5'5".
yeah, I
Isn't
think Tom
No,
Cruise is like
Kevin
a couple
Hart's
inches
as
taller
well.
than him.
I
Yeah,
wow, couple inches.
this is talking about
Chad,
movies. Like, geez.
This the crazy.
Well, that was one of the things
stuff,
that pissed
but,
off people about. You seen the movie Reacher, the original Jack Reacher movie?
No.
So
I know
the idea is, yeah. So Tom Cruise played in the first Reacher movie, and folks were really upset about it because if you read the books, Jack Reacher is this like 6'4", 6'5", like 250-pound man, like he's chiseled, like big dude, and they got Tom Cruise out here playing Jack Reacher, like dude, he's like all the 5'6", 5'7". He's not all that big, and he doesn't embody like the actual character. Now, if you watch the TV show Reacher on Amazon, you see that Alan Richardson is like a big, massive, hulking type dude. So casting is important.
Well, Tom Cruise was quadruple cheeked up for that one shot in Valkyrie. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh wait, what?
I'm so dead, bro.
Wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what he's talking
You
about.
tell me. What do you think about this?
Oh wow, what? What is happening here?
It is a famous "what were they thinking" moment in the history of film.
Now we have to like tell people about that during the postgame show. You got to tell people about that. It's like if you watch the pregame show, ask for him to recall that during the.
I will.
In the postgame.
Yeah, Ron. Tell us about the game?
Yeah, why is the Cooper Flagg playing tonight? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, Jason was very irritable when asked, "Hey, so what about Clay
not irritable
and Cooper?" Well, I mean, you know, he's a coach. A lot of coaches act like this. I mean, I grew up with the Popovich when I was in San Antonio. They all are like this. But yeah, when asked about Flagg and Clay, like why they're not playing, he was like, "Well, they're just out, man." Like, so I can't tell you why they're not out, but they were. I think I can tell you the Cooper Flagg was listed with left ankle management, which he sprained his ankle or hurt his ankle. He probably needs rest. And if not, this is probably a good time to sit him, in my personal opinion. Why not? But I mean, Point Najee, man. Point Najee is going to be the point guard seemingly again tonight. He's been doing really well at that. Chris Finch talked about that, how well. Like Chris Finch literally said, I love players like that. Like verbatim. I love players like that. I love big playmakers. He said a lot of players can score in the NBA, but not all of them like want to pass and do stuff like Najee does. I thought that was really cool. Yeah. So Kid also talked about Norm Sanju. He should have been gotten something like this when it happened today at the American Airlines Arena. He should have been put on a pedestal since he's brought basketball to Dallas, as a lot of people say. I know I'm not from the area, but this is what I've been told about Norm Sanju. So he was here today. Got a chance to see him walking around with his beautiful family. That was really cool to see. I love basketball history. So, just looking up some random old YouTube videos, see, what they have, and seeing some old footage is dope. And they're going to, I don't know if they're retiring something for him today, but they're doing some type of celebration. So, yeah.
Speaking of which, as far as the lineup is concerned, the Mavericks looks like they're going to be in their classic hardwood jerseys tonight,
as they should be.
Yes, they are.
Occasion. Najee Marshall, Max Christie, Caleb Martin, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford. You're starting 5 tonight for your Dallas Mavericks.
Big Joseph.
Joseph with the $4.99 super chat. Do you think the Pacers would trade Andrew Nembhard for Daniel Gafford?
Maybe it's a hard substance.
I don't think that they. No, I mean they definitely wouldn't. But
no, they would not. They would.
I mean, if the Mavs, I think it would take the Mavs offering Gafford plus like the Lakers pick.
Yeah,
and even then, I'm not sure the Pacers would do that. I feel like Nembhard might be worth multiple firsts.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a really.
If you can
player,
get that
man.
guy, you get that guy, man. That guy's a basketball player.
I love
those
guy.
type of players. Yeah. Like that's a basketball player. Like Najee Marshall, basketball player. Max Christie, basketball player. Lately, Caleb Martin, basketball player. So you just need these guys around Coop, who you've built this team around.
Yeah, and much like Najee now, Andrew Nimhard makes like double what Najee makes, actually, which is interesting. But after this year, he's still got 2 years left on his deal for a combined $40 million.
Oh, wow.
So he is making $20 million a year, which is, I mean, obviously that is a lot of money. But considering he's a starter on a finals level team and he's like sometimes their best player, I mean, he's on a great deal. So just like Najee, you get long-term control of this guy at way below his market value, and he's young and he's good, and like it's like I don't think the Pacers would trade him for anything.
Yeah, the Pacers low-key kind of set up for a comeback next year. I mean, they'll get Halliburton back. They'll have a top 5 pick in the NBA draft this year. Indiana could be right back at the top of the East as soon as next year if they get back healthy.
Appreciate the super.
Yeah, shout out to Joseph with the super chat. Speaking of Caleb Martin, he's the subject of our Mavericks player spotlight tonight before we get out of here on our pregame show. Strong game on Saturday night. In fact, probably the strongest game of the season with 17 points in 23 minutes, was a plus 14, had 14 blocks as well in the 23 minutes that he played. Over his last 5 games, shooting 54% from the field, 50% from 3. Yes, I know it's only on 2 attempts, but still, we'll take it. In nearly 24 minutes tonight, he's been a plus 9.4 in his time on the floor, averaging what is nearly 24 minutes a game. So he's back in the starting lineup again tonight, and you could tell he's starting to come around to being the kind of player that he believes he should be, and what I'm sure the former general manager who brought him here thought he could start to show flashes of what he's doing here as of late.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb Martin's a grinder. He's just a player that will do like all the dirty stuff that you don't necessarily want like a Cooper Flagg to do, or even like a Max Christie to do on all occasions. He's just willing to do all of that stuff. The coaches love Caleb Martin because of those kind of things. These are the type of players like coaches love to play. This is how Najee Martin, since he made the NBA. Like even with a lot of good players around you, the coach is like, hey, I already got my star in Cooper Flagg. Who's willing to like dive and like hit their head on the ground nearly to like stay on the floor? And Caleb Martin is willing to do that like every single night. But I mean, just looking at this Minnesota starters, which is Dante DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, Gobert, Randall, and Jaden McDaniels, absolutely humongous. I have no idea how the Mavs are going to score points in this game because like every player is at least a neutral, if not really. I think everyone's a plus defender, to be honest, in their lineup. Like if your worst defenders, probably like Randall, who's like 250 pounds and mobile. Like it's going to be very tough to score. I mean, Gobert is amazing, but that's so much length and size, so much speed. The Mavs, like just with foot speed, I mean, yikes. I mean, with Edwards and McDaniels and Randall running the floor, it's going to be tough to guard these big players. It's going to be so tough to score. But I say that, and then they'll score 115 points. So hopefully I jinx them.
I just don't know, man. I mean, PJ and Najee's go-to move, like I think it might have been Redick that said it. They're big shoulder guys. Like Najee lowers his shoulder, PJ lowers his shoulder, and they can shrug off smaller guys. Ant is just as strong as them, and he's their second smallest player.
And Dante DiVincenzo's no slouch either.
Yeah, so it's going to be really tough for them to just clear room to get the relatively easy looks. Yeah. Let alone if you're able to get past them, now you got to deal with Gobert. Like holy moly, dude.
Yeah, if Gobert stays out of foul trouble, this is going to be it can get ugly because you got to get Gobert into some early foul trouble to get him off the floor to be able to get some things going at the rim a little bit. But if he's able to stay out of foul trouble, it's gonna be tough getting into the lane against this team. It's a really good defensive team led by their superstar Anthony Edwards. Ron, we appreciate the time as always. Good to see you, man. Glad to see you safe and sound and out and about at the American Airlines Center. Let us know you've seen Ryan Coogler around. Let us know if you get an audition for Black Panther. Okay.
I got you, and just I'll leave everybody with this. Anthony Edwards will look really good in that Mavericks blue. I'll see you all later.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Yeah. Oh wow! Appreciate the guy Ron for joining us here on our pregame show. That'll do it for us here on our pregame show. Again, no Cooper Flagg, unfortunately, tonight. No Klay Thompson, if you're just joining us. They are both out for tonight's game.
But tune in for the postgame show. It's going to be fun.
Mark Stein, our National NBA Insider, is going to be joining us on our postgame show. A lot to talk about as we get ready for the NBA trade deadline, which will be 1 week from tomorrow. What's the latest on everything with your Dallas Mavericks? Appreciate our girl Katya producing tonight. Appreciate you. We will talk to you on our post-game show about 10-15 minutes after the final buzzer here on DLLS Mavs. That's our guy Bobby Curl. I'm your host Kevin Gray. We'll talk to you later.
all silly like the man.